This is my bucket list. Now, my handwriting has always been awful, but it says bucket list there. Okay, let me go through this, and I'll go through some of the, I've been to South Rim of the Grand Canyon years ago. This is the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. A bunch of places, the Estrella Mountains I like to hike and make, YouTube videos from. There's a White Tank Mountain, same thing as a waterfall up there. I've been there, but years and years ago, Route 66. And I know a lot of people have done it, but sometimes I'd like to do it and just, give my take on places. There's a Glenn Fry memorial. It's in Winslow. Standing in the corner of Winslow, Arizona, the girl my lord and the flatbed Ford. You know that story. That Glenn Fry was one of the Eagles. Uh, the Golden Gate Bridge. I drove over it years ago. It'd be cool to make a YouTube video. Bridge scared the hell out of me because you can look down and see the ocean. But I think if I make a video, I think I can do it again. There's a Coronado Bridge in California. That one too scared me, but that's in San Diego. Goes out to Coronado Island, but you can. My experience with being on the Coronado Bridge. This is long before the everybody had cell phones, and it is back in the '80s, I think. But you can get on the Coronado Bridge. You can feel the bridge move with the ocean waves. So that one scared me too. There's a Sarah Oatman memorial. I'll get into that in a second. It's Oatman, Arizona. A bunch of other ghost towns I like to visit. Get video from. There's a San Carlos motel in Phoenix. It's supposed to be haunted. There's the Winnie Roost Judd House. I'll get into those in a second. There's Dallas, go see where JFK met, where Oswald let him in. Yes, I do believe that Oswald acted on his own. I could get into that if anybody wants to. There's various reasons I have that. There's Roswell. Yeah, everybody knows what Roswell is about. Uh, Now that Sarah Oatman, that she's got this that's well, Sarah Oatman's up here, but the Sarah Oatman Memorial. Now she was a young lady, back in the 1800s. It's either here somewhere. It's in the desert, somewhere in here in Arizona or California. I don't remember. It's one place. There's actually a memorial out there to her, but they come across the country and you can the stories online, but there's books about her. And there's a young lady that has memories of her. She's that believes she's the reincarnation of Sarah Oatman, which is also interesting. But anyway, she was, her family was killed. Her and her sister were abducted by Indians. This one tribe treated them pretty badly, and another tribe bargained for them and got them. And she grew up with the Indians. And there's different stories that thought. Some say that she was with this one guy and she's got a family with him, but at some point, the army, made her leave the Indians, and she married a guy, lived in New York until he died. Then after he died, she went back and lived with those Indians. So this, fair evidence that she did have, kids. Probably, I mean, she did. I'm sure. I mean, none of her kids would be still alive, but their descendants, may still be because this was in the late 1800s. Um, Now the Oatman, Arizona, and Ruby. Ruby is a little town, another little ghost town. Now Oatman is there's a haunted hotel there I'd like to stay in. Um, let's see, the San Carlos. That's a haunted hotel in Phoenix. The Winnie Roost Dead. Now Winnie Roost Dead is another very interesting story. It's not well known, but back in the 1930s, 1920s, 1930s. You can go type in, I'll go on the internet, type in Winnie Roost Dead. You can find she's dead now. They call her the trunk murderess. Two of her friends, she got in some type of gun battle, and two of her friends end up dead, and she ended up in L.A. This is in Phoenix, like I said, in 1920s, 1930s sometime. There's a Winnie Roost Dead House. It's still there, but it's private property, and there's people that have video from the outside. I don't think you can go inside. You might talk to the whoever owns the place, and they might let you go inside, but I don't know if there'd be a point to that, not because it's been redone in the past 80, 100 years, whatever. But Winnie Roost Dead she stood trial for the murder of her friends. Well, first they was going to hang her, and then there was some type of deal that what I think she had help. I think there's some very prominent people in Phoenix at that time. They'd all be dead by now. But there's very prominent people that said, look, if she's gonna spill the beans. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna declare her, mentally insane. She was locked up in the state mental hospital for many, many years. there's some interesting. There's people that that knew her, and said, well, she wasn't crazy. She may not have been 100% rational, but she wasn't crazy. She'd get it. The prison, the how it was overcrowded. They let her out, and she hung around town. She actually was a maid for some people in California for a number of years, and I don't know, back in the I think some of the summer of the '70s, one of the governors, basically pardoned her, and she went back and lived the rest of her life as a maid for this family in California somewhere. Very interesting story. Let's see, Dallas, Roswell. It'd be nice to go around Roswell, see what's there. I know a lot of other people have done it. Let's see, I've got a bunch of them. Well, Glen Fry. Yeah, I covered that one. Golden Gate Bridge. I think I covered the rest of those. That's my bucket list. Bye bye.